I never used to believe in ghosts. That changed last Halloween. I was at this party at an old, creaky mansion on the outskirts of town. The building was a relic from another era, with its towering spires and tall, narrow windows. The air was filled with the scent of burning candles, and laughter bounced off the high ceilings as the partygoers danced in their elaborate costumes. I remember the feel of my fairy wings brushing against my back as I moved through the crowd, the soft fabric shimmering in the dim light. But the moment that truly sticks with me happened in the bathroom. I was adjusting my costume in front of the mirror, admiring how the light glinted off the glittery details. But as I tilted my head, the reflection dimmed, a shadow flickering across the glass. My heart skipped a beat. It was as if a shiver of cold air had brushed against my skin. I leaned closer, trying to rationalize it as a trick of the light. The mirror snapped back to normal, showing only my startled expression. Yet the feeling of unease lingered, a chill crawling down my spine. Was it just my imagination, or was something more sinister at play? Leaving the bathroom, I found myself immersed in the vibrant chaos of the party. The music thumped, a relentless bass that vibrated through the floorboards, and the air was thick with the heat of bodies and the sharp tang of alcohol. As I wove through the crowd, the faces of the partygoers blurred together, a kaleidoscope of colors and laughter. Someone in a Grim Reaper costume bumped into me, spilling beer down my arm. I mumbled an apology, feeling a strange, heavy pressure in the air, as if a storm was brewing just out of sight. Despite the festivities, there was a persistent sense of unease that I couldn't shake. No matter how hard I tried to focus on the laughter and music, the shadows seemed to move unnaturally at the corners of my vision. I blinked, trying to catch them in the act, but each time, they returned to their expected places, leaving only the sense that something was deeply wrong. My breath quickened, each inhalation a reminder of the thickness in the air, a suffocating humidity that clung to my skin. I attempted to steady my nerves with a drink, seeking solace in the sweet punch as I exchanged meaningless pleasantries with a girl in a witch costume. The sound of her laughter was a temporary balm, but as I glanced over my shoulder, the feeling of being watched returned, a crawling sensation beneath my skin. I tightened my grip on the cup, the dampness seeping through my fingers. Maybe it was just the Halloween jitters, I told myself, trying to believe it. But the unease persisted, a whisper in the back of my mind. Then the stranger approached me. They moved with a ghostly grace, their hood obscuring their features. "This place has a dark past. Beware," they whispered, slipping a photograph into my hand before disappearing into the crowd. The photo depicted a medallion adorned with strange, cryptic markings, shimmering unnaturally under the chandelier's glow. My heart thudded in my chest, the echo of their words clinging to my thoughts. What did they mean by a dark past? The air around me felt thicker, charged with secrets untold. Needing clarity, I found a quiet corner away from the revelry, the muted music a distant echo in the halls. I studied the photograph, the cold paper sharp in my grip. The medallion seemed to pulse with an unspoken energy, a silent witness to truths I hadn't uncovered yet. I sighed, picking at the delicate feathers of my costume wings, the texture a slight comfort against the storm of my thoughts. The glow of the photograph felt like a beacon, urging me to delve deeper into the night's mysteries. Determined to uncover the truth, I ventured into the old construction site adjacent to the mansion. The air was cold and biting, the scent of rust and damp earth permeating the space. Shadows stretched across the gravel, their forms crawling with the promise of hidden dangers. Each step echoed loudly, a reminder of my isolation in the eerie silence. Whispers drifted through the air, unintelligible but insistent, leaving a hollow ring in my ears. I strained to understand, feeling the shadows flicker at the edge of my vision. Realizing I needed help, I fumbled for my phone, my fingers numb with anxiety. Emma, my childhood friend, had always been the skeptical one, but her resourcefulness was what I needed. I dialed her number, the static crackling as her voice cut through, concerned and distant. "Chels, where are you?" she asked. The interference made it hard to hear her properly, but the relief of her familiar voice was grounding. My heart pounded in my chest, hope mingling with fear. I needed her by my side. As I hung up, a metallic clatter pierced the air, drawing my attention to a dark corner. A toolbox had moved, sliding across the floor, its contents clanging together in a ghostly chorus. My heart leapt into my throat, terror rooting me to the spot. "Who's there?" I called, my voice barely concealing the tremor of fear. Silence enveloped me, the shadows pressing closer, a suffocating cloak of unanswered questions. My pulse thrummed loudly, an urgent whisper in the oppressive quiet. Returning to the party felt surreal. Sunlight streamed through the industrial windows, casting long, comforting stripes across the floor. The daylight seemed to wash away the night's illusions, but the shadows clung stubbornly to the corners, whispering of unseen dangers.
Chelsea,
I scanned the room for Emma, my heart still racing from the encounter. Relief washed over me as I spotted her near the punch table, her presence a soothing balm. I pulled her aside, needing to share the discoveries that had unfolded. "You won't believe what I found?" I murmured, ensuring no one was overhearing our conversation. The words tumbled out, a mixture of excitement and fear. Emma's eyes narrowed in thought, her skepticism giving way to a flicker of curiosity. I took a deep breath, urging her to join me in investigating further. Her nod of agreement was all the reassurance I needed, a promise of shared resolve against the looming unknown. Together, we ventured into the forgotten corners of the mansion, flashlights in hand. The site was a labyrinth of skeletal structures and echoing corridors. Our footsteps tapped rhythmically against the ground, the sound amplified in the vast space. Shadows danced eerily, and a distant owl's hoot caromed through the emptiness, a haunting chorus to our exploration. With each step, the weight of the medallion's mystery pressed upon us, a tangible reminder of the task we had undertaken. Lost momentarily amidst the twisting corridors, a memory washed over me. A sunlit kitchen, the scent of freshly baked cookies, and my grandmother's laughter filling the air. The recollection was a balm against the fear, grounding me. I breathed deeply. We could do this. We had to. With Emma by my side, each challenge became a thread, weaving together a path through the darkness. As we pressed deeper into the labyrinth, movement caught my eye, a fleeting figure retreating into the shadows. My breath hitched, urgency propelling us forward. "It went this way," I shouted, my voice laced with panic. Emma followed, her determination mirroring mine as we raced through the twisting pathways. Every second felt critical, the realization that we were closer than ever to unraveling the mystery. Turning a corner, we found ourselves face to face with a swirling mass of shadows. The entity loomed before us, tendrils of darkness reaching out like living creatures. A chill crept up my spine, and Emma backed into me, whispering breathlessly, "Is this real?" The air buzzed with energy, a low rumble vibrating beneath our feet. I spotted a side passage, a narrow escape from the entity's reach. "Here!" I yelled, urgency in my voice, and we sprinted towards safety. We barricaded ourselves in a side room, breathless and trembling. The musty air mingled with the scent of old paper, a metallic tang lingering at the edge of perception. Emma scanned the dim room, her eyes reflecting the flickering shadows, and murmured, "We're not safe yet." Her words echoed in the small space, a reminder of the fragile haven we had found. We needed a plan, a way to end this nightmare once and for all. With renewed determination, we pieced together the medallion's mystery. The photograph's details seemed to hint at a location underground. Emma unfolded an old map, her fingers tracing the paper's rough surface. Our eyes met, a mix of resolve and the haunting specter of what lay ahead. We had come too far to turn back, and the weight of the task filled the air. We found the hatch leading below, descending into the depths with cautious steps. The ladder creaked under our weight, each rung a step into uncertainty. The darkness enveloped us, a living entity of its own, and the cold air whispered past, carrying the sharp scent of old blood. We pressed onward, the flickering lantern light revealing slick walls and glistening roots, each step echoing ominously. At the center of a dimly lit chamber rested a plinth, the medallion glowing eerily upon it. I stepped forward, breathless at the sight. The medallion's ethereal light cast ghostly shadows across the damp stone floor. "This is it?" I whispered, the words fragile in the vast silence. Emma nodded, and I could see the understanding in her eyes. We had found it at last. Observing the engravings, I felt a mix of awe and dread. "It's beautiful and haunting," I murmured. Emma remained tense, her eyes scanning for hidden dangers. The medallion seemed to pulse with secrets yet uncovered, a tangible reminder of the night's horrors. The air hummed with energy, vibrating beneath our feet, and the cold draft carried a whisper of unease. Suddenly, the shadows converged, forming a pulsating mass. The entity lunged, a primal growl echoing through the chamber. "Stay close," I yelled, my voice cutting through the chaos. Fear clawed at my insides, but I couldn't let it win. We had come too far to surrender. The entity's presence pressed closer, its malevolence palpable in the charged air. In a desperate bid, we began using mirrors to reflect light onto the entity. The shadows recoiled, hissing angrily as they scattered. I focused on the task, whispering encouragement to myself, urging the light to hold. Emma's voice was filled with disbelief as she exclaimed, "It's working!" The room crackled with energy, and hope flickered through the fear. With the entity weakened, I gripped a crowbar, determination surging through me. I swung, shattering the medallion with a forceful strike. The entity howled, a bone-chilling sound that reverberated through the chamber. Shards of metal cascaded to the ground, and the air cleared perceptibly, the oppressive presence lifting. Relief washed over me, mingling with the lingering tension. Emma grabbed my hand, urging me towards the exit. The chamber shuddered, debris falling as the entity's grip diminished. We ran, clutching each other tightly as the ground trembled beneath our feet. A large stone crashed behind us, propelling us forward. Each breath was a desperate plea for survival, the promise of freedom drawing us onward. Bursting into the open air, we gasped for breath. The cold night wrapped around us, and I looked up at the stars, their light a distant comfort. "We did it," Emma panted, relief mingling with the doubts that lingered beneath the surface. The fresh air filled my lungs, a welcome reprieve from the night's terrors. As we walked away from the abandoned site, the enormity of what we had faced weighed heavily on our shoulders. Emma's hand remained in mine, a silent promise of solidarity. "People won't believe us," she murmured softly, seeking reassurance in my steadfast calm. I nodded, knowing that some things were best left unsaid. As we turned away, a shallow puddle glistened under the light, its reflection eerily still. Unseen by us, an eye opened within the water's depths, a chilling reminder that the darkness might never truly be behind us. The soft rustle of the wind whispered secrets I wasn't sure I wanted to hear. Despite the night's revelations, a gnawing doubt lingered, a whisper of the shadows that might always follow us.